right, kiddos, let's look at this very special question to wrap up our review over this passage. So this question is a question that you're going to see pretty often after you've answered all of those nitty-gritty questions about the highlighted words. Then you're going to start getting into these questions that are talking about the passage as a whole. What that means is the passage from top to bottom. So when I read this question, it says, suppose the writer's goal had been to describe what it's like to volunteer at a community farm. Would this essay meet that goal? What this question is asking me, and when you see questions like this, what you need to do is look at the important information. Now, kiddos, on the ACT Aspire, on the interims, on the big one that we'll take in April, and even on the little classroom ones that we're going to start taking here and there, you are able to highlight not only the passage, but the question as well. And so if you want to highlight important words that you're seeing in the question, please do so. So we know that it's asking us about the writer's goal. What that means is the author, the person who wrote this, okay? And then their goal says, what if their goal was to describe, we know describe means to tell about, what it's like to volunteer at a community farm. So we're asking ourselves, did this essay meet that goal? So let's say that the writer sat down and said, you know what, I'm going to write an essay about what it's like to work on the community farm, okay? And then we're going to ask ourselves, well, does this essay meet that goal? Basically, does this essay that we've read and answered all of these questions about, does it describe what it's like to volunteer at a community farm? What I would recommend that you do is go back and reread this passage before you answer the question, because it is asking about the passage as a whole. And up until this point, we've kind of been reading it in sections, looking at specific sentences or words. So what I would highly recommend is, even if you've read it before and you've gone back and reread all the sections, read it again, okay? And be asking yourself while you're reading it, does this passage describe what it's like to work on a farm? Okay? Let's look at our options. Yes, because it gives several examples of skills the writer learns while helping her mom around the farm. Well, okay, the first paragraph kind of does that. It talks about using earth-friendly practices passed down from our Native American ancestors. But the rest of the essay talks about how she wants to keep the earth beautiful. So she organizes this dinner and starts having people think about how to use less paper, less plastic, to help kind of be recycling, reusing, to make sure that we're not having a lot of waste. Are those things that she's learned on the farm? Yes, but the whole essay doesn't focus on that. The whole essay mainly focuses on her organizing the event. So A is not going to be the best choice. Okay? B, yes, because it explains the many kinds of jobs that need to be done on the farm. Okay, again, right up here, the only time it does that is right there in that first paragraph. We're asking about the whole passage. Think about main idea, kiddos, what the passage is all about. And if it only tells me that thing right here, and there are 4 paragraphs in this passage and only one of them talks about that, then no, it is not what this essay was trying to do. Now we're left with 2 no's, okay? No, because it focuses mainly on a community event that the writer helps organize outside the farm, okay? Or D, no, because it focuses mainly on the ways recycling and earth-friendly farming practices are used on the farm. Which one? Do you think it's focusing more on her describing how they do these earth-friendly practices on the farm? Or do you think it's more about describing the community event that they're going to have? It is C, talking about the community event. We see it describing it in paragraph 2. In paragraph 3, we see Dad making the dinner. In paragraph 4, we see her talking about the recyclable grocery bags, okay, the cloth grocery bags. The rest of this passage, the majority of it, talks about the community event. So C is my best choice.